Good morning, it's Wednesday, and Sensei says, today integrity rules the day, but beware, your old ego may try to hijack your new plans. From my smartphone to yours, keep streaming for your Wednesday Namaste today. Welcome to Namaste Today, an empowering way to start your day. I'm your host and spiritual life coach, Christopher Witecki. Namaste, my friend, and welcome to Hump Day. But it doesn't really feel like Hump Day, does it? And Sensei says, hey, today integrity rules the day. We're going to get most things in order, but beware, your old ego, aka the dumbass, may try to hijack your new plan. So we're going to have to teach that dumbass who's boss, the king or queen, which is your heart. But first, let's take a look at today's zodiac weather. Today's zodiac weather is for Wednesday, June 1st, 2016. And looking at the 5-day moodcast, well, today we are healing, tomorrow we are growing, Fridays is a chance of dramatic showers, and on Saturday it is a new moon light cast day. But today, it is sunny and healing. Sensei predicts that by the end of the day, things will be in integrity. The Great Human Walk has reached step 11 of Gemini today. That means the ruling number is 11, and the ruling planet is Chiron, which is a healing vibration. Looking at our emotional tone today, we will be impatient and we will be impulsive. That's because the moon is in Act 2 of Aries and crossing Uranus during the day, so you have to respond differently, coach yourself up, and your mental focus is decisive but impatient. So we're wanting to make a decision, but we are not wanting to take the time and space that it takes for that decision. And that begs the question with today's Lightwalker News Flash. Are you ready to yield? That's because your old ego may try to sabotage your new plans. And that's what you have to be prepared for, to yield, to hold back. In fact, any part of you that wants to jump, do it fast, not think at all, is likely the old ego. It's ready to act because it's been so well trained. The new ego, the one we're developing here, needs to be trained. So if you're wanting to jump and react, that is the old ego, just so you know. Now, that said, there's a lot going on today. One, we're getting challenged. As the moon crosses Uranus, literally it's time to step it up when it comes to your emotional strength inside. So you have to step it up. You have to, at some point, try not to blame that on others or pull that into old drama. Because with the energy, your old ego want to act out on the old drama. Now, the other thing is the sun is squaring Neptune today at step 12. So this kind of promotes fanatical thinking, all right? And this fanatical thinking is going to be, you're going to see all sorts of different things. For one, fanatical thinking inside yourself is, I want to give up, I hate my life, la 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 la. Okay, yeah. Okay, and what that is you're getting liquored up to think differently, but you're not, the fanatical thinking should not be to go crazy or throw it all up in the air. Although there'll be a fraction of our society that does, and you'll find that the haters and the angry mobsters get more fanatical now with this particular square. By the way, I looked up in astro history the last time Uranus was at step 23 Aries, and it was June 1932. So I also looked up some of the history, and of course, this is when the stock market hit its lowest, which means people's thinking went fanatical at this point, making the market crash even further. So we're going to that same time. Uranus is there. This time it's not a stock market crash, although we're afraid of it. This time it is a social crash, a conscious crash that's happening with our society. Inside yourself, this fanatical thinking is to really think different about solutions. Think outside the box, but don't go crazy contained within a box like a rat trapped in a cage. If that's the case, your old ego is still operating, which is why your fanatical is not saving you, but rather making it worse. All right, so interesting stuff there. Try not to let that old ego sabotage plans. But before you go, without further ado, let me take 3 breaths and connect for you. This is called the Megascope, where I am channeling for the masses and for you at the same time. I recommend you do a little spiritual calisthenic yourself, my friend, and clear with 3 breaths all 3 dimensions. That's mind, body, and spirit. If you do it with me, then you've done it for the day. Okay, so I'm going to look at something there too. All right, my friend. So first thing I feel when I connect to today's energy is a lot of frustration. And this is about, channeling that frustration into performance and progress. Okay? And that's what today's about. Especially in the early part of the day, you may really want to break down and just throw rocks. Okay? Like that's what I'm picking up on it. And what you want to do is channel that energy into getting the next step right, just the next step, and feeling good about getting the next step right, not getting 2 steps ahead or 3 steps ahead, just getting the next step right, feeling good about that step, getting the next step right, and responding differently to yourself. If you usually yell at yourself, don't. If you usually are nice to yourself, be nice in a new way. But respond differently. Even when it works well with yourself, even if you have a good response, if you try to innovate the response, you do get stronger today from that attempt. Now, integrity rules the day, and there's 2 ways of going about integrity. I like to say, I love myself and I love myself some more. But what tends to happen is, and that's what the intention of the day is, to love yourself and love yourself some more. But what can happen is you love that same consciousness that goes to love judges. And that same consciousness that goes to love again judges again. Okay? So if we go to feel that if there's love and there's none, then we tend to judge. What we need to do instead is love yourself and love yourself some more. So today you're going to be obsessed with integrity. Integrity meaning everything being right and in its place, 11-11. And what you want to do is just love yourself, love it some more. An integrity rule day is not a day to judge. It's a day to buff, polish, shine, and invest. And that's what you're doing in yourself today. Because really the challenges are later. This is a healing day. This is a restoration to your integrity day. Now, I do want to give you a takeaway, 3 takeaways, in fact, to help you on your way. Takeaway number 1, respond differently to old grief. I already brought that up, but that's very important. Any good grief, remember Charlie Brown, good grief. All right, respond differently to that. You don't want to throw your head up in the air and make your mouth huge. You know what I mean? You want to respond differently to your old grief. Takeaway number 2, remain in integrity today. Integrity is not a judgment from the outside world. Integrity is that you're honoring yourself and that you're not letting yourself down. That's integrity. Forget the world if you're not even in integrity with yourself. And takeaway number 3, keep protecting your sprouts. All the little projects, the ideas you have, take time and space. Make sure no critters trample on your sprouts. Make sure nothing gets in the way of what you're creating. So take extra time and space to protect what you're growing. And today on the Serious Joy Members menu, I'm giving you a pep talk on defining the new ego from the old ego. Because we're creating new egos, how do you know which one is which? I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on how to do that. And for your 3 o'clock eye candy, I'm giving you in your grand plan what the grand trine in the sky is building. So we're on a grand stop, but something is building. I'm going to tell you what's building in your life for your 3 p.m. And then lastly, for all those who else are watching, if you're not watching at Serious Joy TV, please come down and do watch down there. I've got a lot of pretty pictures I put up. I promote a lot of joy. And honestly, the more consciousness we all bring to this little spiritual network, the brighter it gets. That's our goal here at Serious Joy, to be the brightest star on the internet. All right, friend. You know what else is a bright star? How much I love you. I'm not kidding. You know I do. You can feel it. Everyone tells me when they talk to me on the phone, they actually can feel the love. So grateful for that. Good, because I can feel it too. So remember, I love you. And until next time, live, love, be. Having trouble in your love life? I have the answers. It's called Secrets of Birthdays, the Love and Lust Report. The biggest problem usually is people choose the wrong person. Not anymore. Find out your birthday secret, available online at secretsofbirthdays.com.